Gabriel, what's up? Yo, welcome. Should be good tonight, man. Should be good tonight. Kingston's, what's up? Welcome. Yeah, I'm actually pretty stoked because Fuzzy just hit me up a couple hours ago with a fresh game-wide scan. So it seems like everything is finally back up and ready to go. So I'm actually pretty excited. So I'm gonna be trying to get back to the top 25 stats this week and a number of other things too as well. But man, I am absolutely stoked for tonight though, man. It's gonna be a banger, man. We got a little over an hour. And as usual, we're gonna fill in the sheet because I have, again, like I said, we got a fresh scan from 1029. So we got all up-to-date data across all the kingdoms. I already have the template sheet going for SOS 12 on Age of Duality. So we're gonna plug a bunch of data in, and thankfully this time around, we will be ready to go the moment that registration ends. So we're going to save a lot of time. We don't have to manually plug in data like we did the last two times. So yes, very much looking forward to again getting things going now. So, and yeah, man, basically all the data stuff that I've been missing and I've been wanting to do for these past couple months, while we were just kind of waiting for Fuzzy to get situated on the new gig. All of that is pretty much now, it feels like, is all set. So we're going to be kicking things off tonight with the final registrations. That's going to get announced here in an hour and 15, along with classifications should be announced as well. So again, a registration is going to end, and then we're going to get the classifications announced. So again, that should be pretty exciting. Oops, I think I just double posted that. We'll be filling in the sheet here in a little bit. It's not going to take us that long, thankfully, because like I said, I've already kind of formatted everything. But I'll show you guys the template that we're rocking with for the G2 pool. We might even have time to fill in G1. So, I don't know. It says when registration ends. Oh, I don't know. Maybe then, because I thought you would get classification announced once registration ends, huh? Am I tripping on that? Maybe. Because, yeah, I was thinking once registration finished, you would get the classification grade, and then you have that unless they announce it going into team up. So it's like at the end of it. Maybe I'm tripping there. It does? Okay, I'm going to have to update the stream then. Because, yeah, I thought it was going to be. We'll say... we'll do this. So we'll do classification estimates. Or no, We'll do classification previews. That's what we'll do. Because we can more or less guess. Well, I'm not sure. Some people are saying we're not going to get classification. I thought we would, but it does say you enter the classification phase on the 30th. And I'm going to be honest, I cannot recall. I'm having a blank. I thought it would be, but some people are saying no, it's going to be 48 hours. I mean, regardless, we can still guess on who's going to get what grades, worst case. It squeezed me. For winter. Should do for winter. Yeah. I'll just update it to classification previews then. Let me do that. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do classification previews. That's what we'll do. Frizzy, what up, man? Welcome. Pepe, what's up? Joner, what's up? Savage, what's up, man? What up from Kingdom 270? How's everything going? Good, man. Just finished getting this nose surgery and feeling a lot better. Phoenix, what's up, man? 214 seems like a lot, and guessing a lot will come in last second. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure if I go back and go in, I bet you there's a couple more. To be fair, we've already broken the record because the previous the previous record was 210 kingdoms that were registered for a KvK season. So the record's already been broken now by 4. Oh, my bad. Let me do the live chat too, so I can see what's up. Escusi. Pastor, what's up, man? When are you going to post top accounts again? So I'm going to try and do that this week. Because now I should be getting data regularly, and eventually I'm going to get it. Eventually I'm going to get it daily. So that's the plan now that I'm getting more regular updates from Fuzzy and the team over there. So I believe now it's going to be like once a week, maybe every couple days, but the plan is eventually to get it to where I can get the data daily. And that will make things so much easier for me, especially when it comes to covering a lot of real-time stuff that's happening during a KvK. So if I want to be able to, kind of show everyone in between zone performances, if we want to look at like day 1, day 2, day 3 final zone performances, right, I can really have access to that information and be able to pull those things up, even in just other areas too as well. So like another example, if we want to look at Brink of War performances, right, there's another example there. So it just makes it a lot easier when I can see daily data. Also being able to see things such as player movement. So, things like migration transfers, once migration windows open, or if there's a particular window we want to look at, and we want to look at like, how many transfers are maybe happening per day, who's kind of moving where, did a big name move on day 2, day 3, etc. There's just a lot more flexibility that we can utilize when eventually, once I am getting daily scans, which is the plan to eventually get to. So I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, but I'll be doing a full top 25 series update this week. So that's the plan for this week, is to do like, I'm basically tonight we're streaming this into a reset, and then after reset I might even do the G1 groups as well. If we get some time. But then all day tomorrow, I'm basically going to try and record like the top 25 kingdoms, top 25 alliances, top 25 players, top 25 fighting kingdoms, I'm going to do top 25. I'm going to do the top free-to-play players. Well, yeah, basically everything. I'm even going to do like the health of the game videos, the health of the game video updates. So kind of like showing everyone, you know, how does the overall health of COD look like, and we'll compare that with our previous stats. You know, where we take a look at total players at like CH25, CH16. Total players, total active accounts across the game. How does that look like versus the past number of months? Yeah, it's going to be, yeah, and a lot more. There's even more than I want to do. It's just, yeah, I'm like a kid in a candy store, man. I'm just happy to finally be able to have access to an up to date game wide scan again. So it's pretty nice for me. Yeah. Tiny, what up, baby? Let me see them feet. Maybe later. Vuber, what's up, man? What's the crate? Raz, what's up, man? This is classification. Deku, Ika, what's up? So reset, okay. Tiny, I'm not here for the data. I'm only here to see Bian's feet. Understood. Understood. That makes sense. No. I'm not delayed. I was just trying to catch up. That's all. Vuber, thanks for the sub, man. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Thank you. Yeah, I based on what people are saying, I think we'll probably get the letter on the team up phase once it starts, which I guess makes sense because once the team up phase starts, you do have to have a letter assigned. But I mean, I guess technically you can still get a letter before. Hallie, what's up, man? Do data collection for Winners Upon Us too? Yeah, I might. I mean, again, because I have all the data, it's going to be super easy now just to kind of like import or plug, pull and plug. So yeah, let me get through G2 first, and again, I'll start plugging that in here in a moment, so you guys will be able to start taking a look at that. And obviously, anyone who's here will kind of get a first look at that as well. Raz says, "Being before it's too late, you can migrate here." Yeah, I already have an account there, though. It's my scout. Joseph's guessing is always fun, though. Yeah. And what we could do is we can compare when we look to do classification estimates, because we did this last time as well. We can compare with what we know from how they did it last time to how it could look this time around. And we can even guess on the... my God, why am I forgetting the Paragons, right? Isn't that I think that's the name of the top 3 in each seed. Before I forget more. Yeah. Miguel, what's up, man? I take over. Hey, PM, we back. That's right, man. Mert, what's up, man? 42 going to be top. DC Kingdom, just saying solid. You'll be in. You think I will be 10 billion in power? I don't know where I is at right now. I'll have to look. I could check the sheet. I don't know if I've looked recently though, as far as on where they're at currently. But yeah, we'll take a look in a sec. Yeah, you guys know me. I'm just getting some of the promos out the way real quick. So PP, if we do G1s, it'll probably be after I do G2. And that's just because I just want to get the G2 stuff done just so we're ready to go for reset. But so if I do the G1, it'll probably be after. But like I said, I'm pretty sure we should have time to do G1, and we can do some comparisons on them because I think they just started theirs. So it's still early enough to do the G1 comparisons. I don't think it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be off by any means, as an example. Yeah. Oops, let me do this. Miguel, sorry, Raz, I'm not here to chat with you. I'm here to chat with BN. Bye-bye, Felicia. Tony says, BN, why you ignoring me? Never, baby girl, never. I have to keep you around. You're my pocket-sized protector. Still waiting on that body pillow. I do need to look into this, even if it's just a joke. Yeah, Ransom, what's up, man? I versus LXV, make it happen. Got it. I will send my request over to COD HQ once the stream ends. Don't worry. Yeah, man. Bass, what's up, man? When can we see when classification starts? So, Bass, I think classification will probably be once team up phase hits, which, again, I'm planning to stream that as well. I think that'll probably be on Friday. So, Friday night when the team up phase starts, classification will probably get announced. So, and I'll plan to stream again at that time as well, because once classification is announced during the team up phase start, we'll also be able to start getting an idea on who's going to team with who. So mainly I'm doing this so we can get a lot of the data out there now. We can do some classification previews. We can compare previous classification grades for how they did it a couple seasons ago and use that as a reference point. We can also do some guessing on paragons. So which kingdoms might end up in Paragon. And then from there, we might even be able to do some guessing on, who some of the A, B, B teams might be, because we know it's going to be 1A, 2Bs, I believe, from what was leaked. I am planning to do a video on that because I know there was some leaks that were shared, at least even if it's just, talking about what could be. So definitely a lot that we're going to be able to do tonight, and a lot faster because I actually have an up-to-date game-wide scan from today. So it's pretty awesome. For me, at least. I'm super excited. Yeah. Oh my gosh, listen, man. See, that's the thing. Like if MFD, and that's so funny on the EIS MFD thing, right? If MFD ended up getting just a massive influx of players that came in and they were able to maybe compete, possibly, but I mean, I think they're like low 20s. So they would need probably 7 bill, like give or take, more power, I think. But just to compete, I think more as a kingdom. And somewhere maybe you could say like 6 to 7 on maybe the low end, maybe 5, 7. But I think a little bit more. I'd have to compare their numbers against EIS numbers, which we could. But I tend to believe it's just a lot bigger. Yeah. Abood, what's up, man? Welcome. Miguel, I heard FSK is disbanding after this KvK. Interesting. I don't know if I've heard anything about that. I actually am planning to cover 1 or 2 kingdom disbands that I was notified on. I'm going to try and work some of those in this week. I mean, there's so much content that I want to cover. Yeah, I can't wait. There's a lot of stuff. Yeah, I'll have to. Oh, I think it is updated to 2.15. So there we go. Yeah, I think it does update in real time, but it's a little, it might be a little delayed. Tiny. I'd buy a BM body pillow to Raz. There will be a few holes here and there, but I'll keep it a good Dear Lord. Dear Lord. We go, can we do guessing? And if Tiny gets it right, he gets a kiss from you. Oh, God. Yeah, this is what happens when we turn the stream on. Kermie, what's up? Welcome. The dragon looks so sad. You know, I haven't even taken a look at the oh, my bad. You mean this dragon? I'm tripping, man. I'm over here thinking like, yo, you want to go look at the dragon already in the new season? And I'm like, oh man, he's really, but you're right. Actually, the dragon does kind of look sad and depressed. That's a good one. Super, what's up, man? Beast, what up? Welcome. Yeah, man. If you guys are enjoying and looking forward to reset, and once we start plugging, man, help us out. There was a thanks. I wonder what happens if I go back and in. Probably nothing. Still 22. Yeah. Oh, Beans, you think we're going to get classifications 12 hours after reset, huh? Well, interesting. Because some other people were saying it would be a team up. But you're saying it might be earlier. Okay, and listen, if it ends up being earlier, I'll stream classification announcements. If it is. I mean, I guess we'd probably get an idea after reset hits, so here in about 56 minutes, regardless. Well, that was my thought too. But some of these smarty pants over here are saying it's going to happen later. See, the thing is, I just can't remember, Beans. I can't remember from a couple seasons ago when we did classification. I'd have to go back and look at my videos to see when it was announced. It wouldn't take too long for me to find it. I bet you could even do some keyword searches. I bet you could do some keyword searches on the COD Discord, and you can find out. If you just type in like classification announcement, I bet you can find. Raz, you had one job. I mean, I could figure it out. I am lazy. I will be honest. I mean, I could figure this out in like 60 seconds. But maybe I'll do it. If someone doesn't check and confirm with me, then let me finish this and I'll figure it out. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could probably go back and look at my classification video and figure it out too. I just have to go look. Yeah, but if someone does figure it out, you just let us know. B says, so SOS 13 is going to be FSK for some. I mean, I mean, they do have a trend being established. So, you know, it wouldn't be... Okay, listen, so Yami... Okay, so Yami... Okay, so Beans, I think you're right. Yami just told me that we will get classification 12 hours after. Okay, so she said same as Gen 1 did. Okay, cool. See, because I didn't look at Gen 1. I bet you I would have known immediately if I did check Gen 1. I didn't check Gen 1. And the last time I remember us doing... The last time I looked at classification was a couple seasons ago when we did it. So Yami's saying it's 12 UTC. So if that's the case, then I will be sure to wake up and stream that tomorrow as well. So when we get the classifications announced, we can actually look at what the teams will be. So that means that once reset hits here in an hour, so that means we'll get classifications in 13 hours from now. So that's great. So that means, so I'll stream this and then I'll wake up tomorrow morning and I'll try and get on like an hour before classification, like 30 to 60, well, maybe 30 to 60 minutes before, and we'll stream the classification announcements tomorrow as well. Okay, I gotta let her know, thank you. Okay, dope sauce. So there we go. Now we know, listen, man, community helped us out. You know, some more heads are better than one. Massive, massive W. I know. So nice, man. The community's so loving. Just a bunch of lovesters. Xavier, what's up? Do you know if long range warfare will be in this new KvK? We can look at the preview. It should tell us. Should be under season features. I think it should be under features. Yeah, this is the double artifact season. I don't think so, though. Policies, rapid raids, spires. Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't think it is this season. I don't think we're going to see long range warfare this season. Would be my guess. Yami, sorry, you're saying team up goes for 36 hours after classification. What do you mean? Well, no, it says team up starts on the 1st and we're going into the 30th. So classification is going to go 2 days before team up starts. Or am I... yeah, because now I feel like your words are confusing me, woman. I feel like now they're just playing with my mind. That's what's happening. Yeah. You had one job, yeah, I know, I try. It would be weird for classification phase to not classify you and give you time to plan who you will team up with. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Fingerless, yeah, 100% we don't get ranked directly. Check their alliance board. Oh, I need to oh, is that what you're saying, that beast? I need to check FSK's alliance board? Okay, maybe we will. RC, what's up? Last KvK, we had to wait for like 8 hours before we got classification, yeah. Is that 5? Okay, let me go 80. $216. Oh, dude, nuts. Wow. Oh, that's so wild, man. None of my... Oh my God. I think I'm gonna have to go turn off my heater, jeez. Yeah, Arborist says, she's being you're the data guy. You should know better than anyone. I know. I know, you guys are for shaming me right now. And it does slightly hurt my feelings. Yeah, so weird that it doesn't let me... Yeah, that is slightly weird. About to look. Fingerless says, I remember from the last time everyone waited for it. Then we're disappointed to wait. Yeah, okay. Yeah, better than before, yeah. Oh my God, I can't believe you're letting me down. Raz, I'm unsubbing since you can't find it. Okay. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Yeah, just double, yeah. Fingerless, thank you for the sub though, man. I appreciate that. Thank you, means a lot. Yeah, it's so weird. Why? Huh. But now the question is, why did it fail to send? Huh. I guess I can't send messages on my scouts anymore. In Kingdoms, that's so weird. Yeah, I wonder if they blocked me, these bastards. Excuse my French. Oh, interesting. Okay. So Yami just sent me the G1 timeline. And it looks like the G1 timeline is classification and team up should be on the same. But it's going to be 12. So I see. So classification will hit 12 hours after. Sorry. Registration finishes. Classification is announced 12 hours after. And then it's 36 hours to do the actual team up. Okay, I see what you mean. Oh, interesting. So in that case, man, so that means we could do the stream tonight, and then we can stream tomorrow once classification is announced, and maybe even stream all day tomorrow, because we'll be able to announce the team ups. Ooh. Okay. Ideas are running around my face right now. Okay, well, in that case, let us move on to plugging in some data. That'll be the next thing we do. Let me turn off my heater though, because I'm getting a little toasty. So let me do that first. Oh. All right, I feel so much better. Oops, let's pause that. Okie dokie. So we got 217 teams. What we need to do, first and foremost, is let me skadoosh this over. And we need to list out the kingdoms first. So, which means I need to, oh, here we go, pre-war, here we go. Why does this say 10:30, 11:03? So weird. How do I, oh, dude, this is pretty cool. Some of the kingdoms, look at this. Some of the kingdoms already have their announcements that they've put. This is pretty cool. Look at this. So, where is it? 9 has. So look, Kaizen did. Brave warriors who love to fight with. I mean, you know, you got to do more than that. That ain't doing nothing for nobody. But at least you get to see an example. What happens if I click this? Oh, okay, there we go. Now okay. Oh, I see. It's just a slogan. Oh, man, I thought it was like a whole thing. So, okay, 10% Discord for, okay, have fun. Oh, that's cool. So I wonder if it's line items. I wonder how it looks, unless it's like the alliance board. And then, oh, okay, cool. So I can like message from there. Okay, that's cool. That's cool, that's cool. I wonder if, yeah, they probably didn't put anything down. Okay. Well, that was cool. At least we got to see how it looked a little bit there. Slippy, what's up, man? Oh, it's time for the spreading of the data sheets. God, what's up, man? Is classification instant after the phase starts? So it's going to be 12 hours after is what we have figured out. I'm about to start plugging data here as well, but it looks like it's going to be 12 hours at 12 UTC, and I'll be streaming that as well tomorrow when classifications are announced, and then the team up phase is going to be announced tomorrow as well. So we'll be doing that. Yeah, Loki, what's up? Okay, let me go ahead and plug these in so we can get these going. I just need to figure out who is on the same line for matchmaking. 11:3. But, okay, let me just do this. Let me check Kingdom 9. I just want to make sure they're on the same one, which they should be. If in that case, it doesn't matter if it's 10:30 or 11:3, I think. Zia, what's up? Welcome, man. DZ, hey, what up? Welcome. Yeah. Wait, PP, you got to buy the monthly pack just to do regular chatting now? Really? I thought that was just for the auto translate. Okay. I was like, what? Wow. Yeah, because unless they just disabled it because I have alts. Yeah. Yeah, because I was trying to post some promo messages in Kingdoms, but for my thing, but it wasn't letting me do it on my scouts. Maybe just because they're low. I bet you they just raised the level that you can actually chat. Like the CH level you have to be at to chat now. Which I guess makes sense because, yeah, it's rough. I'll have to start posting it to you guys. Spread that love. All right, let me double check on 9. Oh my gosh, it's 10? Dude, I am not going to sit there and level my accounts to 10. Oh my God, what a drag, dude. True story? Oh, that sucks. Okay, cool. So I think we're good here. All right, let's go ahead and start doing it. Okay, here, man. If you guys want to help me out and you want to post this in world chat, here's the message. You can copy and paste that and post it in your world chat. I appreciate you in advance. Okay, now let's finally get to plugging in some data. So we need to list off all the kingdoms here in pre-war. So let's skadoosh over. So we are, let me see here. I mean, this is a lot of kingdoms. I just don't know if I'm going to do all of these. Lucky says I can't copy. Damn it, Lucky. We don't want to hear no's. We just want to hear yeses. Get with the program. Gosh. All right, let's see. 24, 23, 4, 8, 5, 3, 7, 4, 1, 2, 6. Okay. It does. It will. I believe. Oh, it comes up as an error? Oh, I'll have to figure out how to type it to get around that then. Well, I appreciate you trying. Let me see here. What was that? 42, 440, 461. There's a lot of kingdoms here. Jeez. Ooh. Oh, here we go. Okay. Oh, we're good there. Nice. All right, hopefully not too much longer here. And I probably shouldn't have. I bet you I spoke up too soon. DCA, what's up? Oh, thanks, man. I would love to send it. Ken Hayes, what's up, man? Hey, Ben, how you doing? Doing good. Doing good. We are about to start inputting all the lovely data here in a bit. Once I just get all of the G2 kingdom pool down on the sheet. You know when you feel like you're getting closer, but every time you scroll, you just keep seeing more kingdoms that come up? It's kind of like that feeling. All right, here we go. One. Okay, we gotta be. We gotta be getting close now. I don't know if we're gonna do it for all of these, but it's important to write them down so I have a guide. Human, you are not wrong, good sir. That is absolutely one way of putting it. And to be fair, it's just because, you know, there's always going to be some things that you're going to have to do manually, right? Getting automated scans and pools is great, but there are still some things that you have to kind of do the old-fashioned way, even if it's only, you know, for a short period. And that's stuff like this, because I don't know if there's a way to pool all the kingdoms that are specifically within like the pre-war server status. I would have to check. There might be a way to do it. I'd have to ask Fuzzy if there's a way to be like, hey man, when you pull this, can you just do like all the pre-war kingdoms? So, and maybe there is. I just haven't asked. Eventually I will. Though, to be fair, I'm more concerned with just finally getting a pool, just finally getting some game-wide stats. So, you know, I don't mind spending a little bit of time, you know, doing a little bit of this work. All right, 514. Oh, here we go. Nice. We're pretty much at the end. Awesome. Last page. And we're done. Awesome. So that means in this pool, we got 332 kingdoms. So that means 11 new kingdoms came to the G2 pool. So there we go. Okay. Now, we're going to start here. And from here, we are so I think I'm going to look at kingdoms probably that are over maybe 1,000. Oh, I do have to send you the address. Let me do that so I don't forget. So I think we're probably going to look at kingdoms that are over 1,000 migration points, most likely here. So that way we just don't have to do, you know, every single one. Okay. So let's do this because we got 28 minutes until we go live, or sorry, until registration closes. So let's do all the kingdoms that are, we'll do all the ones that are yellow and greater. Let's do those first. Because I think you at least got to be 1,500 for those, and then we can go back. So, because I think with yellow it's 0, because I think it's 0 to 15, or sorry, 0 to 14.99, and then 15 to 35 is active, and then, or sorry, 1,500 to 34.99 is active, and 3,500 to 39.99 is crowded. So let's do yellow crowd. We'll do active, crowded, and full first. And then we'll go back and we can take a look at maybe some of the 1,000 to 1,500 greens. But let's at least get the important ones out the way, which to me are going to be the yellows and above. So let's do, and let's center this as well. And then we can even do stuff like this if we want, where we can just kind of color this. Oops, no, let's not do it like that. Let's do it like that. Okay, and then we'll do 102, which is 21. And we can do the same thing. 161. Yeah, because for the rest of these ports, I can copy paste all the data. So like these parts will go super fast. It's just like the migration points. I don't know if there's a way they can, I bet you Fuzzy can pull the migration points. This is probably something else I can ask them to work in eventually. But for now, we'll just grind this part out. 197. Cool, let's do 289. Where are they at? 606. Damn. Yeah, I'll be honest, I always felt like crowded should be 3,000 and above. But you know, this is the way they do it, so. Okay. Ooh, let's see here. Only 22, 25, 29. Quick, see what's up. Do you still play COD? I do, just not in the traditional sense. Very, very like low kind of maintenance on my semi-main, if you will. But I like doing a lot more of this kind of stuff. It's definitely where more of my enjoyment, at least at the moment, resides. 36, that's FSK's group, yeah. $38. $39. Cool. Yeah, a little bit lower. Like Queasy asked, oh, how do you still enjoy COD if you don't play the game normally? Well, I think for me, you know, I enjoy what COD is. You know, I enjoy, you know, what the game represents for the genre. I enjoy the game's features. I enjoy the community. I enjoy what I'm able to do in the game and how I'm able to cover it and what I'm able to talk about and how some of those things differ from, you know, what other people cover and talk about. I enjoy watching the wars. I enjoy watching the fights. Those things still excite me, still interest me. You know, I don't think you necessarily need, my position's a little bit different, right? Because I'm not necessarily coming in as a hardcore player, if you will. Even though I did actively play truly once upon a time ago, I think, you know, you can find enjoyment in, you know, simply watching and appreciating, you know, what a game offers. And, you know, thankfully for me doing content, you know, it's not a requirement for me to be able to, for me to have to play the game to talk or to cover the game in certain areas. I just have to be at the same time respectfully cognizant of what I do talk about, just because there's going to be some things that I won't be able to speak to in certain ways that I'd like if I'm not actively playing, as an example. You know, so instead of me maybe touching on it in a way I'd like to, it might be something more in the form of, you know, me going and asking people for their feedback or their opinions on something and allowing for that to be more of a platform. In that way, that still helps the community in some of those areas. But for me, I just very much enjoy the game, you know, regardless if I'm actively playing or not. Even though, again, I once upon a time did, you know, that's not like a stopgap for me. You know, I don't feel like that's a prerequisite for me to be able to enjoy and love covering the game and being a part of the community. But like I said, my position is probably going to be more of an outlier, right? Because in most cases, most people that are going to cover the game and or participate in the game are usually going to be players, right? So I am very much an outlier, and I understand that, and I'm okay with that. Yeah. Yeah, one-eyed man, thank you so much for the dono, man. I appreciate that. How's it going, my dude? It's going good. It's going good. I'm gonna throw you some confetti out of the chat because it's free and I love it. Where is that? 55, 60, I think I was, right? Yeah, 15, 34, 60, 62. We got 20 minutes. Sweet, man. 20 minutes until this pops off. We should be able to finish all this. That's gonna be my goal. Yeah, still getting a little bit of leakage from the from the surgery. Thankfully, not too much. 7. Cool. Yeah. Zeal says he enjoys collecting drama. I mean, that is one part of it. Anything that's news related, I very much enjoy as well. But as most people know, I like to at least try and put a educational spin on it, you know, whenever and at all possible. But I also like to believe people like to know what's going on, you know, in the game across their community. And there's typically not too many people that really cover game-wide stories. I mean, I remember when I started out, one of the things I actually did, some of you might remember this, when I started doing content, because I started playing in Kingdom 2 in beta, and we did a small little group there. And back then, at that time, I remember I used to do like Kingdom spotlights because Kingdoms were only being released pretty slow and staggeredly. So I would do Kingdom spotlights, and I would, you know, kind of highlight new kingdoms that came out, and I would talk to, you know, whoever like the lead was, R5 or R4 of the top alliance, and I would cover these new kingdoms that were coming out. And I would just simply talk to them and, you know, kind of see, you know, what's their aspirations, what are their goals, you know, how are they trying to build themselves, you know, as kind of a way to hopefully promote them a little bit more, you know, during their opening period. And so that was really fun. I did that for a little while as well, just to try and help kind of boost some of the early stages. But obviously that's a lot harder to do now, especially with how quickly kingdoms are being rolled out. Oops, where we go? 118. There we go. One of the community died yesterday in New World with Amazon. They asked for a sad day. Oh, geez, man. That's wild. Yeah, I heard about that from the, what was it, the Irvine studio or something? People were talking about that for the New World game, but one of the studios got gutted. Yeah, man, that's gotta suck. Four. Harper's, yeah, man. Because the data guy, Queasy. That's cool. Thanks for answering my question. Very valid on how you enjoy the game. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I definitely do not mind. As long as I see it and I don't forget to answer it, I will. When it comes to low-key, when it comes to drama, just look up Nova. They're killing millions of interest. I think someone told me about this. About that one. I still haven't really looked into it though that much. We got 14 minutes. 14 minutes. I can't wait. So excited. Whoa. Oops, there we go. I was like, why did that seem so off there for a moment? There's a lot more here now, huh? Jeez. Man, this was a good call. Saying we're just going to start with the yellows and above. Jeez. To be fair, it's probably a good idea to maybe do these first. My gosh. Yeah, I mean, thankfully, I can just copy paste all the data in, which we'll do as well right when I finish this. So, yeah, we'll try and pick up the pace a little bit more here. Give us Alex, give us Steve S. Tucky. What's up, man? Welcome. Yeah. One-eyed man, thank you for the sub. Appreciate that. King of Kings, thank you for the sub, man. Appreciate that. Means a lot. Tunes, what's up, man? What does MP column refer to? Migration points. So I could say RMS for realm migration score. I just said MP for migration points, but honestly, that's probably fine too. I'll just change it to that. It's probably what I should just be referring it to, or sorry, referring to it as. Yeah. Mine 247, yeah. You would have. No worries. Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, 21. There's 23. Oh yeah, Loki. Yeah, you might have been the one to tell me. That's right. Neo, I know, I probably should. Isn't that just where I set the range and whatever I type in, it'll just update to the color? I know, I probably should. I probably should. Can I do it just from clicking? Okay, whatever. Hang on. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Is that right? Okay, let me see. Oh, no, I don't want this dumb thing though. Okay, whatever. All right, we figured it out. I'm lazy. I'm lazy. Just don't judge me. Let me none. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. All right, whatever. Okay, hang on. I'll do another one. rule is between 3, 9. This will be orange. And then we'll do. Well, there might not be that many fools. So yeah, we'll just do that. Okay, there we go. All right. You guys can thank Neo because he called me out. So I mean, yeah, I could figure out some of the simple stuff. All right, there we go. That's gonna save me a lot of time. That'll save me a lot of time. Thank you. I know, I'm a bum, man. I'm a bum. Doom, what up, Doomy? We got 8 minutes, man. Everyone, tell your wife, your kids, your cousins twice removed. They need to get in here. They need to be in her. Celestial, what's up? I haven't seen a full status kingdom yet. Maybe most are just dropping out. Well, I just realized the problem is we still have to do it the old-fashioned way, though, of going into each of the kingdoms to figure out who registered. Yeah, see, there's no getting around that one. No getting around that one. Oh, we're almost done. Almost done. Yeah, wow, no full status kingdoms. Wow. Ain't that nuts? None of them. Wow. All right, let's see here. Okay, good. So we got 4 minutes on this until it goes. So let's fill these in real quick while we're waiting. And then once we finish filling these in, we'll have to go in and start doing who has registered. So we'll start with these, and then maybe we can do like the greens that are like between 1,000 and maybe 1,500, but we'll at least do these ones first. Let me tinkle, and then we will come back and jam. Tinkling. Okay. All right. Tinkling, 2 minutes to go. All right, let's plug away here while we're waiting for these 2 minutes. I'm gonna need to sort this based on kingdom. I don't understand. Can I? Hang on a sec here. Let's make sure we get this going. Oh, thank God. Okay. So Kingdom 9. Inwa. Uh-oh, hang on. Where is he? Oh, oopsies. Oh, that would make sense. Why don't I just do, because we know that's what it is. So let's just do it this way. Oh my gosh. Let's try this again. That looks better. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, cool. And then we'll upgrade everything. Whoa. 80, 100. Oh, I see what I did. I took out 125. Hang on. There we go. Now we're good. Okay. Yeah, we're good. got 102. I think that's sin. We'll do 161. So we're going to fill this in. Again, I know registration is finished. We're going to fill this in first. And then after we do this, we will go ahead and grab all the registered kingdoms. Then we'll see how that looks. Yeah, it is. I just had to make sure all my stuff was aligned. 289. Well, that's somewhat interesting. Oops. Dog thinks aliens are invading outside. That is absolutely not the case. That would be nice, because then there would be a justification for all the barking. Probably would help if I put a light on outside, now that I think about it. Let's go 110. And I'll do some sorting on this as well for those of you, because I'm sure people will ask. Oops, 67. Oh, here's I. Yeah, see, man, they're on their come up. I's on their come up, slowly but surely. Oh, I could have done them in the same breath. Oh, 26, 23. All right, 247. All right. Just gotta call the dragons faking. Logan, sorry, you said I overscrolled 104. Oh, I did. Oh, thank you. Oh, I did. Thank you. Appreciate it. Sorry, yeah, I'm trying to go and do this first, and then I'll come back and look at chat. So just because, again, if I had a third monitor, I could leave chat open while I'm doing this. Thank you for the call. And I'm coming back periodically, but I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm just trying to get everything plugged in, and then we can go through and confirm all the registrations. And then if we need to, 55, 56, plug in anything else as well. Yeah, and if anyone has any questions on the sheet, I'll answer that too as well, of course. Yeah, I mean, some of the people here might be able to answer it for you because some people here have heard me talk about it before. But obviously, for anything that doesn't get answered, I will absolutely be sure to answer once I finish. Okay, I think we're almost done. 4. All right, there we go. Okay. See if we can shorten some of these, maybe. Huh. Well, I could. Trying to think here. Either I lower. Yeah. So what we could do is, because I still want to, I mean, you could still see 200, but I guess I could just do this, huh? I mean, people are going to know what it means. That helps. How does that look? Okay, that actually looks a little better. So this looks a little better. Okay, cool. So we got updated numbers on. Now we need to go and confirm on registrations. Guys, man. Okay, so let's start with 9. I don't know where I'm at yet. Again, I'm going to assume most of these places probably are registered, but obviously I'd like to confirm that. What is going on? Why can't I see this? Oh, so this is interesting. So Yami said 12 hours after, but I don't see anything. Unless it's just going to auto get announced 12 hours after, but it says 1 day, 23 hours on mine. So I guess we'll see. So oh, so it is 2 days until classification? Oh, interesting. You know, let me, hang on. I'm gonna, well, no, Yami said for G1, they didn't do it that way. But maybe because the pool size was small. I'm restarting my client just to double check. Yeah, I mean, if it ends up being 12 or 48, I mean, I'm still going to cover it. I'm just restarting my client. I want to see if it's going to update the time at all. It didn't. So it says classification. So that means that you're going to get the grades, and then okay. So see, there you go. Mm. Yeah. Well, okay. All right, so let's go to 102. We'll check them next. Yeah, Doom. Yeah, so sorry. Top 300 power, merits, kills, deads, and heals are all excluding 15 million power and below. So it's a little bit more of a, I guess, kind of a true value number in that sense. Oh. Can I default everything? There we go. All right, let's see. We got, okay. Yeah. No, I got you. Yeah. Yeah, so now we're just going to go through. We need to confirm all of the active status kingdoms and above on where they've registered for. So that's what we're going to do now. Once that happens, then we can maybe go and look at kingdoms that are... oops, let me see what's happening. Oh, I see. The font type is pushing these out a little bit more. Oh, rough life. I guess if I wanted, I could use a color. That could be an option. That'll help a little. Yeah, I guess I could use a color if I wanted to. So maybe we can remove reg. And maybe we can highlight it yellow. Or maybe red. What do we do if I do red? Yeah, let's do that. So if they registered AOD, maybe we'll just do red. That'll help us a little bit here, I think. And then if they register Winter is Upon Us, maybe we'll do blue or something. And let me put a note. There we go. This way, we at least still get to see the 200s. All right, cool. Let's go 161. So you registered. Awesome. Lisa, what's up? Welcome. To Lauren, what's up? Where you got I? They're a little bit farther down. Excuse me. Just because I went in order. Of the of the way the kingdoms appeared in preseason. Yeah, once I finish going through and we figure out everyone that's registered, then I'll sort it off power for those of you guys here if you want to take a look at that. Okay, so they registered. Lauren says we want to be B, A, C. Are we afraid we'll get B? Oh, okay. Oh, you B or C. Ayami said as far as split, it's ABB and CCDDD this season, so if there's 3 left over, they'll probably bump up some realms to make it work. Yeah, I imagine. Yeah, I still... Loki, have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I still wish they did it where they just kept the same grades. So it was just A's going against A's, B's going against B's, so on and so forth. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the way of them continuously doing this A, B, and C, D matchups. Like, just do the same grade tier against the same grade tier. Yeah, the power gaps are just too wide. And every season, you're always going to have... Every season from the matchup, you're always going to have people saying that there's a number of Bs that don't belong. Or that are just... at an average, at a heavy average disadvantage for where their kingdom state is against A's. It's just, yeah, man, it's like just 2 A's against A's, man. B's against B's, C's against C's, D's against D's. It's not that difficult. So, and the thing is, I don't mind the team up. It's just you got to do the same grades. It doesn't do anything for you to have B's fighting against A's or A's fighting against B's. It's just, it's got to be the same grade. If they do that, then the team up system, in my opinion, would be better than how they currently have it. Because I bet you, mark my words, we're going to see the same thing happen this season, where you're going to have some kingdoms that are going to be 5 to 10 billion power weaker than the A's, and that's probably a minimum. You know, and we can see, we can get an idea when we take a look too as well. Here in a sec. Excuse me. Oh, wow. Damn, dude. They did not register. Oh, there you go. There's the first one. That's a DNR. Not do not resuscitate. Did not register. Yeah. Asta, what's up? Lower A is going to be rough. Yeah, we'll see. We'll get an idea too as well on how that looks like. Oh my God. Oh, dude, this is a massive letdown. So 300 ASI is a DNR. They did not register. Oh, all that does is just hurt and negatively impact the matchmaking that much more. Oh, that's rough. That is rough. Wow, I was not expecting that. Not at almost 20 bill. But, you know, maybe there's something happening. You know, maybe they're, I mean, they did have, you know, they did have low PvP activity. So, you know, maybe people are dipping. Maybe they know something we don't. So, you know, but still, I mean, yeah. It's wild, wild. So they register. Let's go to 3. Yeah. To Lauren, kind of sad when they a 34-21 score and our team was like 1600 with almost double their merits. Yeah. Lisa and Bro was in 73 in the Echo versus BTX KvK. We were 7-8 bill Alliance fan against 30 bill. Yeah. Let's see where 3's at. All right, they registered. That's good. Let's go to 5. It's Modelo. All right, 5 registered. That's good. Let's go to, what's that, 8? Checking next. Yeah. Oh, Ezio, what's up, man? Oh, I didn't know you were hanging out. Let me know in case you need me to edit the sheet more. If you want me to put anything else, I'm happy you're vibing with it. Yeah, it just came in a tiny bit before sleep. I got you. Yeah, no, absolutely. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think there is a few things that that I've thought of now. You know, but my whole thing was, you know, just wanted to make sure you guys were all set. You know, on your end first before I started putting in any amendment requests. So, but yeah, let me write a couple things up. Just again, they're more small things, but yeah, let me do that. And even if it's just kind of throwing it in the pipeline, you know, whenever there's an opportunity to get to it, of course. No, absolutely. I appreciate that though. Okay. Oh man, dude, they registered winter is upon us. Oh. Disgusting. Disgusting. Lauren, I'm gonna go nap while you do the hard labor. I appreciate. Yeah, I'll probably eventually I'll hit the sack. I'm hoping to get a good night's sleep tonight too. Yeah, man, get some good Z's though. The good thing is, once we finish this and we have everything out, we will be set. And I'll probably put the video out tomorrow. I'll probably do a solo video on this for the public sheet like we usually do, where we cover the details or for what we pulled already registration wise. So that way people can have an idea on it before the classification grades are announced. So, and if we get time, we'll try and see if we can do some maybe classification previews on like who we think is going to be where. Let me get through this first and then we'll sort it and then we'll look at who we think is going to be graded where. Because we can at least do that for through the actives. Because it'll probably be, I'll have to look at how, we'll have to compare it versus a previous sheet. But I'm pretty sure the actives go to C. And then below that is probably a few more C's and then D's eventually. I think that's how that worked. All right, let's do 21. Yeah. And as always, man, if you guys are enjoying, help us out. Throw us a thanks. Where am I at? Toon says, I hope we stay D, but I think there's a chance we go in at a very low C. Yeah, and like I said, I'm going to try and see how we can get a full grade. I might even start trying to pull up the other sheet here in a bit, just so we can look at how the previous grading and use that as a comparison / reference. Oh, interesting. So they did not register either. So that's 2 DNRs. But again, I mean, they're at 2.1%. I mean, I guess you could argue that does somewhat make sense. Yeah. Glossary, what's up? It's hard being a Boulder Alliance. I feel VKG could go either way in B or C. Yeah. DeLawrence says VKG is going B, sir. The B says 2.19% is insane. Are they preventing their members from fighting? I mean, it does make you wonder when they're around that kind of like low, medium, average power. So, you know, just below that 14, 15 billion threshold. Oh, that's good. BP22 did register, so that's great. Let's look at 30. Toon says, we were with WE last season. They renamed from 21 and went Oh, and underwent a leadership change right towards the end of the season, so it doesn't surprise me that they may have skipped. Okay. Okay. Man, I always appreciate some context, especially from those of you that have played with some of these kingdoms, because you might already have a little bit more insight than I do. So I appreciate the shares, fam. That helps out, especially because it, you know, it at least allows for us to speak on it from one perspective. Yeah. Glossary says not necessarily bad thing. Delar and XT 19.7% merits. We have our pick of the bunch this time. Yeah. I mean, I feel like it. I feel like it goes, you know, especially when, you know, you're putting in work and people see that you are contributing and you have really good PvP activity. You know, it has to almost feel like you kind of met a goal from your previous season, and it helps you going into the next season, so people can see that, you know, you're actually going to engage, you're going to participate, you're going to try. All right, so 36 registered as well. Let's go 38 here. We'll do them next. Beans, PP, what up, baby? Howdy, Ben. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate you and your work as always. Oh, man, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thankfully, we were able to get things going a little quicker this time because Fuzzy and Ezio were able to get me a scan from this morning, so I appreciate that. So we got up-to-date data, which is always, for me, lovely. And so I can't wait to start doing some stuff with this. That's actually what I'll be doing tomorrow, because I got one more day off from my nose surgery that I did on Monday. So, excuse me, the plan is to get some good sleep, recover a bit more, and then tomorrow go hard on just a lot more content. Yeah, just do a lot more data stuff. I want to try and get to the top 25 series and see if we can put something out this week. Just do a refresher on all of those. So Raz says FSK is now 10 billion power. Oh, was that as of today? I had them at 17 from what we pulled earlier. Oh. If they are, I'll have to go and if you're saying they're 10 billion now, I'll have to go check them again. Yami says it makes sense for the 8 to 10 bill servers to dodge or not register because that's the custom beat. Yeah. And this being ABB with BB having to fight the A without a warband for behemoths. Yeah. Locked permanently for the season after 6 hours after first catch. It makes a lot of sense. They'd want to skip that. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. I guess that overall, I guess that makes sense. Oh, I wonder if I could jam out on some music now. If my thing is charged. Somebody messaging me? Let me just check and make sure I didn't miss any messages here. Oh, awesome, I did it. Okay, fantastic. Cool. Is this thing charged? Oh, this thing is charged too. Nice. Let's see if I can get some jams. We'll keep trying. Let's see if it clicks. Where am I? 40? Oh no, I'm 39. Okay, so they did register. Excuse me, we'll go to 40 next. Ari, it's a surprising FSK is still a thing. It seems to be a trending comment as of late. Exactly. Taking on a 2v4 had very little chance of going in our favor, but we fought relentlessly to show our worth. Hope you feel better, bro. Thanks. Man, I hope so too. Okay, so they registered. Let's go to 45. Next. Doom says, by the way, being there are full status servers now. Special migration influence takes effect after registrations. Oh, okay, cool. So, okay, so maybe we'll check that after. Let's do this first, and then we can go back and look through to see. So if there's any updates, we can pull that from any of the ones that are maybe full. Twin Savage, what's up? What does the red mean since yellow stands for DNR? So red is means they registered for AOD or Age of Duality, and blue means they registered for Winter is Upon Us. Oh, look at that, dude. We got another DNR. That's the third DNR. I think this is the third or fourth. So BB didn't register. I mean, 7% isn't that bad. But that's rough. Yeah, they didn't register. All right, 47 it is. Oh, there's only 2 full status servers. You said EIS and WB. Okay. Tim says EIS versus WB, I guess. That's a good point. Because given that there's only going to be 2 A kingdoms per side. Yeah, well, I wonder if the KvK groups might end up being a little more lackluster. Yeah, because wouldn't you need to have, unless you do 3 paragons and you can only have 1 A paragon. Yeah, how would that work? Because then you'd have to have 4 A paragons. So you could at least have 2 groups of 2 each. Because then it might feel disfavored if you have the second group is 1 A paragon, 1 non-A paragon. I guess we'll have to see on that one. Masashi, is ROG dead? No, they're not dead. Doom says we've been dying for 7 seasons according to some congen chat experts. All right, NTS register, nice. 55 next. Yeah, we'll see where they're at. Oh, nice. We got some more homies and homegirls hanging out with us. As always, if you're enjoying, help us out. Throw us out. Thanks. All right. So, like we said, we'll finish doing who registered here. Then maybe we'll do a sort and we'll do some classification predictions. Tom, what's up, man? I'm waiting for this spreadsheet since 15 days ago. Let's go. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, he says, can ask Gen 1. I didn't pay all that much attention to it, but surely they must know. Maybe Pink got Discord away. They're still in Brink, yeah. Oh, that's a good point, Yami. I probably could check. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that once I finish this. That's actually a good idea. I didn't think about that. I don't know if I'll be able to see who's Paragon, though, because I don't know if you could see the status for that afterwards. Otherwise, I can probably ask. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. There's not a 23-ish build power. ACs, yeah. Yeah, I'll have to see if the star is showing on that. All right, let's go to 62. Okay. Oh, yeah. No, I think you're right. So if the matchup screen is still showing and I go in during Brink of War, it should show. I do recall that. So yeah, maybe I can check then. I'll have to take a look. I'll have to take a look if we get some time after then. As long as I don't forget. All right, 62 registered. Let's do 64. Yeah, the real question is who will be Paragon Beast. Okay, 64 registered. Charizard, what's up? How much power for Paragon B? We'll take a look. We'll take a look on that here in a sec. Because we should be able to range out once we finish figuring out who's registered or not. Because then I'll have to filter out the list from who has registered for AOD. And then we can kind of draw up a prediction sheet from there. So once we finish going through this and we get everyone that's at least active and above, then we'll take a look and establish a preview. Let's see. Okay, they registered. So anyway, that's the only thing that's delaying me on these. I have to do these welcome back tutorials. That's that. To be fair, that's really what's taking the time. Cap, what's up? Hey P, when are we gonna get that stack rank videos out again? You mean for the top 25 stuff, Cap? Oh, yeah. So I did say this earlier. Now that I have a fresh scan from today, that's what I'm mainly going to be trying to focus on tomorrow. There's a couple of things I got to do as well. I think I got a couple interviews I got to do, but I'm going to try and get all of those. I'm going to try and update my sheet on all those so I can get those recordings in tomorrow. That's my plan. So is to basically finally that I got something fresh is to go through. I'm going to try and do top 25 kingdoms, alliances players. I'll do top free-to-play players. I'll probably hit up the free-to-play group again. We'll probably do like top 25 fighting kingdoms. Maybe I'll work something in, something like that, and then we'll maybe do some kind of a different thing there. We'll do I'll do the top 25 best kingdoms to go and rebuild, like dead rebuild kingdoms. So we'll I'm going to try and hit all my favorites for the ones that I've done before. So, and I'm going to try and get all that stuff recorded so I can just kind of have that there to release, at kind of any point over the next week. But that's the plan for tomorrow, to at least carve out a chunk of time during the day to get that taken care of. Because I know people have been asking me and waiting for that. So, I definitely want to take advantage, especially while I got a fresh baked bag of stats. So yeah. Riots in the streets of those fits. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I don't really have any excuses now, so I absolutely need to try and get them out. All right, let's look BTX. We've been looking pretty good so far here. Four. All right, Doom. Yeah, man. Thanks for hanging out, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, we'll if I don't end up streaming tomorrow, I know we'll definitely be streaming Friday once classifications are announced and the team up phase starts. So I'm sure I'll see a number of you back then. Oh, looks like they registered 2 minutes. Let me see here. Damn, I need to buy a new one of these, man. Sucks to say, but we might have to. Or yeah, 110. Yeah. That'd be so funny. We take a look at 110. We see they didn't register and Doom dipped right before we got to 110 because he knew it was coming up. That'd be diabolical. That's a register. And we got 115 for back. Next that one a little faster. We'll go 118 next. And again, like we said, once we finish going through all these, we'll do a sort so we can look at doing some classification predictions based on strongest down, top down for the full crowded and active status kingdoms. All right, so 118 registered, nice. And we got one, is that 144 next? All right, TC registered. Oh, that went pretty quick. Let's do 145. These tutorials, man. Alright, so 145 is good. 148. Alright, 148 registered, and then 152. Oh, we got 156, BNR. Ooh. Yeah, I think they said I couldn't have. I think they said somewhere on my sheet I couldn't have milk for a week or two. Part of me wanted to ask them why, but I don't know. Where are they at? Oh, they did register. Look at that. Okay, we're gonna go 167. All right, let me let Max out real quick while we let. All right. Oh, let's give him a minute out there just to see if he goes. Oh, look at that. Tiny and them registered. So we got 168 is going to be next. Nice. Man, I need to go get some of this food, man. My mom made me this albondigas. I don't know if any of you are familiar with albondigas, but that is a pretty banging dish. Perfect for the state that I am in right now. I will say that. Oh, so they register. There's a change. So the 171 winner is upon us. Okay. Let's go 174. All right, let's let this load. Let me go see if Max's came back in. One sec. All right. Hopefully that holds him for holds him over for a little bit. Where are we at? 174. Okay, so they registered. Oh, we're at EIS next. Ooh. Uh, 176, huh? Look at that. As always, fam, if you guys are enjoying the stream, you want to help us out, throw us a thanks. Okay. Let's see what happened here. Oh, it just loaded for me. Nice. Okay, so of course they registered. Let's go 183 next. I think I'm gonna have to buy a new one. This is the most manually intensive thing that I literally have to do all season. Yeah. Well, I gotta add this on my notes though, because sure I remember if I have a question or if I need to see if they can pull something. I have to write it down on my notes so I remember to ask them. Yeah. Ooh, merits. Oh, I don't need that one anymore. I gotta add my note down for merits though, for them as well. I'll do 191. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add down on here on my notes to see if they can pull merits. But what are we gonna do? I'm thinking maybe we go 10, 15, 20, 25. Is that good? 10 million, 25, and then maybe like we'll do like 30 plus or something. I'm just gonna add that as a note for now. And that was the third one I think I had. So 193. You know what would be kind of dope? And you guys will have to let me know if you maybe like this idea. I'm gonna throw it out. What if I was able to figure out, now this is something I probably would have to more so keep track of in a current KvK, but if I do keep track of it, we can use it for a future KvK. So something to the effect of keeping track of kingdom PvP activity performance in each zone. So what do you guys think about that? If we know that they're going to have a fight, we track that kingdom's PvP performance in each PvP zone. And then we use that as a way to kind of add, you know, hey, this is how much that kingdom was willing to fight in zone 2 last season, or how much they were willing to fight in zone 3, or how hard did they go in the final zone, right? Or maybe we just do it for final zone, but it's just a thought I had. I'm curious what you guys think on that one. Because we could always just do it for final zone as well, but I was just thinking about this right now, like how that would kind of be cool to see, like historically over a number of seasons, you know, what's kind of the average PvP engagement that a kingdom outputs in a zone 2, a zone 3, and then in the final zone as an example. Yeah. Dude says sounds good, but sounds like a logistical nightmare. Yeah. I mean, again, it would definitely be a decent amount of work, right? So maybe, yeah, maybe I don't get too high on my own supply, and maybe we just try and do it maybe just for the FZ. Like start small. That can maybe be one way to approach it. Yeah. Yeah, maybe we consider that. Pepe, what's up? When is the sheet going to be public? So I'll probably make the sheet public this portion. If I get everything done tonight, then probably sometime tomorrow at the earliest once I put the video out. Because usually I just make the sheets public once I put the video out, at least on the public version of the sheet. So, but again, right, it just depends when I finish everything. So, because I like to try and get it out to you guys as fast as possible, just because the sooner this is out, the sooner other kingdoms, especially those that are in this pool, excuse me, can utilize it. But yeah, that'd be my guesstimate on my timeline. So. Yeah, I wish there was a faster way to figure out who's registered and who not and who hasn't outside of loading the kingdoms up one by one. But the only other way I've thought of doing this that I guess you could is you would just wait for the classification phase, because then you'll know, right? Those are the kingdoms that are registered for AOD. But then you still got to go through and plug those. So. Isn't the Dawn? Am I tripping on this? The Rise of the Dawn thing, right? The Road to Dawn. Yeah. I do not know your name. I am going to Google Translate your name. Detect. Your name translates to Joe Juan He. I'll just say Joe, if that's all right. Joe, the Red Kingdoms are the AOD kingdoms. So those are the kingdoms that have registered for Age of Duality, which is the newest KvK season. And the blue colors are ones that have registered for Winter is Upon Us or the Road to Dawn. And then yellow will be for DNRs, which is did not register. And I'll have the sheet that's public as well. For those of you that would like to know where the sheet is going to get posted when it is, So if you guys do want to get access to the public sheet again, I know I always mention it a couple times, but all you gotta do is join the Discord. There's a link to that in the live chat. It's pinned at the top. Once you join the Discord, just head over to reaction roles, go to CallofDragons, and then you'll select this CallofDragons header, and it's going to be in the COD data stats. I'm going to update this as well, and I'm actually going to update this with all of the public sheets from the past number of KvKs, but this is where I'm going to post it. I'll format this, so again, if anyone wants to go and access it, that's where you can go. That's how you get there. And I'll talk about it as well when I do the update video tomorrow. So I just like to mention it at least a couple times in case people just want to get an idea on how to get ahead. So hopefully that will help you out in some way. And Joe, you're more than welcome for the reply. And if you go by a different name, please feel free to let me know. Richard, what's up? Yo, new player here, about to start my first KvK, but my server has only one alliance. Should I just keep going or bounce? That's a good question. What's your kingdom? Oh, look at that, 221 dead register, nice. Okay, cool. They did register, awesome. Okay, 226 registered. We'll go to 28 next. Slippy, what's up? Slippy said, I mean, most servers don't have more than 200 legit unique players. You won't find many multi-alliance servers until you get to higher seeds who simply use multiple shells. Yeah. Yeah, Richard, it more so just depends how your kingdom looks, depending on the number. That's why I asked. You know, if you have one alliance, but it's, you know, healthy and active and there's an opportunity to grow, you know, then there's something there, you know, where you can still ride it out. You know, you might have some potential where you might not necessarily want to give up on it. I think it also depends on your management and your leadership team there, and you know, are they looking to try and, you know, recruit people and, you know, bring people in? Is that a plan? You know, have they conveyed any of that? Do they seem like they're well put together and organized and structured? That gives you an idea that, you know, they're working on doing more with the kingdom. Do they not do any of those things? You know, that would probably be another indicator, maybe a little bit more of a red flag if they're not. If your one alliance isn't full, you know, like let's say it's half full, and you know, you're in a position where you can, you know, potentially migrate somewhere else, you know, and there's other kingdoms that are around your number and they are more healthy, then yeah, you could absolutely consider it. You know, I would just need to know a little bit more about the kingdom first. Typically starting with a number, which usually helps. You know, you can get a lot of information just off of going into a kingdom and looking around. Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Oh yeah. No. I know, Slippy. I gotcha. It looks like 247. Let's go. Let's go to 249 next. You guys will. So done. That's funny. All right, 249. WBA did register. That's good. Let's go to 255. Bruno, what's up, man? Bruno said, is WB the strongest alliance now? It's pretty much them and EIS that are 1 and 2. I think EIS might be a tiny bit stronger. I think they're still around the 33 bill range. But again, these are recent stats from this morning, late morning today. So, you know, they're like 10 hours or so old. So it's, again, they're super fresh right now. But I'll show everything in that kind of a top-down order for anyone that's hanging out here. I want to finish going through and just grabbing all the kingdoms that to figure out who's registered for what. Once I do that, then we'll go through and I'll sort it for everyone, and then we'll do some classification predictions as well. So that'll be a little treat for anyone who's still here. And we'll do that. And again, I'm going to do an individual video as well, showing it off tomorrow. And then that's also where I'll have the public sheet that I'll also talk about that we briefly mentioned a little while ago on where you can find that. So I'll make sure we have that available. Well, most likely I'll probably put the video out tomorrow morning. So it's out first thing. I'll try and have that out around 9 a.m. Eastern, 13 UTC, I think. So we'll try and have it out then. And that'll be the public. So that'll be like the public sheet that people will be able to access, and I'll tell people where they can go for that. But I'll try and have that out there. That way it at least gives, any of the kingdoms in G2 that, at least 36 hours, right, until the team up phase starts. So if they want to use that data in any way they'd like, it's public and it's available to them. So, and then also, the community can chime in, right, too, as well, if they have any thoughts they'd like to share. So, Savage, what's up? Man, I thought for sure my kingdom will be filled out this time around. Wait, Savage, what's your kingdom again? Tell me. Socrates, what's up? Can we see NA's stat? Oh, you mean for 30 NA? I think we did them already. But once I finish, then we'll go back and we'll show that. Absolutely. This is just the grinding part, because the only way to figure out who's registered for what, if we want to find it before classification, before the classification team up phase, we have to go into each kingdom individually. So there's just sadly there's no getting around this, at least that I know of at the moment. Yeah. Figureless is just come back into me. Yo, too loose for the goose. What up, baby? Yeah, but like I said before, we are planning to stream again in 2 days once the classification team up phase is announced. So we will be doing that. Yeah, which should be fun, because we'll already have all the data there. We'll even have maybe some team up predictions prior to, and it'll be cool to see like who goes with who, and we'll even be able to do some class predictions, maybe even some Paragon predictions as well. Because I imagine we'll basically figure out classes and Paragons at the same time once the team up phase is announced. And yeah, we'll go 21 there, nice. Ooh. Oh, nice. We got some more peeps joining. Well, welcome. As always, if you enjoy, help us out. Throw us a helps to spread the word. Thanks. Extinction. Hey, thank you so much for the sub. I translated your name. That's what I got. If it is something else, please let me know. But I do appreciate. Thank you. Bruno said, I believe FA are going to be the strongest B because they lost the season. Yeah, we can see where they end up at. I'll have to take a look. I don't know if I can't recall actually if I've got to them yet or not, but I think they should be coming up. If not, well, we'll get an idea here in a sec after we finish these three with LOCRFF and WGL. Bruno said they recruited about 5 billion, I think. Oh wow. I mean, if they did, that's a decent number. All right, 21 did. Oops. did. Let's go to 283. Let's see if they registered. Oh, so you're saying they're 21 billion right now. Slippy says FA won't be a B, not a shot. I'll have to see where they're at. I don't know if maybe I did show. I think if we did show off FA, it was probably earlier before we started doing the registration updates. But I can't remember what power they were at. Yeah, we'll do 26 and then we'll do our next batch here. Excuse me. Extinction, hey, welcome, welcome. Yeah, Berna says, I hope not, but the gameplay tricks in. All right, 286 is good. Let's go 292. That's what we got next now. I think we're 2/3 of the way. Oh, it's Mayol? Okay. Thank you for that. Yeah, I don't know if there's a way to maybe change the name, but I'm sure you probably typed it out how it is. I think that's just the way that it translated for me when I put it in Google. But thank you for letting me know. I will do my best to try and remember. Let's go to 297. Oops, I went too far. There we go. Slippy says their MDP is far too high. Their power jumping off season is significant. So they doubled in power between the season they were Paragon B and this registration. They got half the alliance they got beaten by. Yeah. Oh yeah, you know, I knew that name sounded familiar if Meal was in TA. Man, that's a good memory there, Bruno. Yeah, because I feel like I've seen that name before. Too bad there's not auto translate in the live chat. That'd be nice. Maybe there's a bot for it. What time is it over there? You look tired, bro. Well, oh, you'll do the translation. Okay, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, well, I just had my nose surgery on Monday. Bruno's like, please do. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Yeah, I had my nose surgery on Monday morning, so and then I just got my stents out in my nose this morning, about 12 hours ago. So yeah, I haven't really had a full night's sleep yet. I'm hoping I'll get a full night's sleep tonight, as I do feel a lot better. But if I do look tired, that is why. Absolutely. I will not deny that. Yeah, but it's, what time is it over? It's 9:43. 9:43 p.m. So almost 10 p.m. in the evening at night. Whew. Ooh. Oh my god. Oh, it's intense. Okay. My drive, what's up? Oh, okay. Thank you for that. Yeah. Yeah, because typically when the scan goes, it'll pull whatever alliance tag is the #1 alliance or the strongest alliance at that time. That's how that works. But I will always update it if someone lets me know. So thank you. Yeah. Yeah, Bruno's got the same last name I do. Yeah, my last name's Silva too. Half Portuguese, as we say, which is probably the most Portuguese thing I could say. To be fair. 305. Ooh. 2 on, what's up? Can I see 358? Once we get there, sure. Yeah, once we come up to it, absolutely. I feel respected. Nice, very nice. Very nice, Bruno. Very nice. Mine's just, oh, thanks. I hope you feel better, brother. Yeah, no, man, I appreciate. I feel absolutely better today. Yeah, I'm hoping tonight, I get good night's sleep tonight, tomorrow, and then I'm planning to go back to work on Friday. So hopefully, excuse me, hopefully this will be enough for me. We're going 305. All right, got they registered. Most likely did as well. Because theirs came up right away. That's great. We'll go 316 next. Ooh. Alright, says Mio, first season, you're an S9, right? Nope. 16. Sugar 24, I think. Yeah. Someone asked Bean, are you playing the game a lot? Or just pulling data and more of a watcher at the moment? For me, I used to be passionate and active, but now I'm just watching. I mean, my play is very minuscule, so it's really just super bare minimum maintenance on my semi-main, if you want to consider it that. But my view on my involvement now is, I'm still pretty fully immersed. So, I keep up with everything. I chat regularly. Still building and maintaining relationships. At least outside of the, heavy actively or just actively playing portion, I'm still pretty fully integrated within the game and the community. So it's just for me on the content side, I don't necessarily have to, actively play to do what I, to do the stuff that I enjoy doing. It might help in, I guess I should say it would help in certain areas when it comes to being able to kind of give my thoughts first on something. Though I don't, it's like a trade-off, right? With that, like with anything. But I very much enjoy what I do. I love what I do. And I love being able to be a resource and, a support mechanism for the community in that area, especially in the areas that I put stuff out in. So, those things are really important to me still. And I think people appreciate it, especially for those that are interested, in those particular pieces of content that I put out. You said I feel like this game is really good to just watch. Oh yeah, to just watch it. Yeah, absolutely. I used to run the Alliance and I'm enjoying retirement from leadership and gameplay. Watch parties and data are fire. Yeah, no, absolutely. Oh, look, we found one. So OR went. Winter is upon us. 342. So 345. Yeah. And it's funny because that's the thing I tell people is, I'm a fan of the game first. I'm a fan of the PvP, and you'll always hear me telling people I'm always up to watch, some good PvP, especially some good KvK wars in action, always. And that's exciting for me. It may not be exciting for everyone, but I enjoy it. Even if it's not, a top or the number one KvK, doesn't really matter to me. As long as there's some good action going on, I'm excited to watch. And I think that means a lot when it comes to, people that are playing. It's like if you can enjoy, watching some fights in a KvK that isn't your own, that's when I feel like, like you're really, submerged. Like you're really into the game, beyond just playing and participating when it's your turn, kind of an approach. So for me, that's kind of where I'm at. I have a little bit more freedom to do that. So absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah. Said I enjoy your content, appreciate the work. Data pulling may take in a lot of work, but it's really good. It definitely does. That's why there's a lot of investment going into trying to automate a lot of things on the data side that make it easier and less time consuming on my part. And being able to cover a lot more as well for the community that I enjoy sharing and talking about. So yeah, definitely something I plan to keep up with. Absolutely. I don't really mind the grindy stuff too much because before I had any data scans or any kind of automation set up, I was doing everything manually by hand, the good old-fashioned way. So and I didn't mind doing it because that's all I knew, right? And it's just, if it was going to get done, that's what I had to do. So that was just kind of always my approach. But I will say that as long as things are able to stay the way they are, if I do not have to go back to doing that, I will absolutely take it. So. He said, by the way, do you have plans of uploading more of the interview content? I do. I actually have 2 or 3 interviews lined up to try and do tomorrow. Is the plan right now. So I think I have at least 2 interviews planned tomorrow, maybe a third if I can fit it in, and then a bunch of top 25 data videos I gotta prep and record for. So excuse me, tomorrow for me is going to be a busy day. So that's why I'm going to try and get as much sleep as I can. and then Friday after work, I'll probably stream pretty early, maybe like 6:30, something around there, because the team up phase will get announced at reset. So I'm going to try and get on like an hour and a half early if I can. So maybe something around 6:30 is going to be the plan there. Oopsies. Oh, I didn't do the 75 bit. I will do that now. Dirtbox, what's up? Welcome. Any C tier matchups? No matchups have been announced yet. We'll most likely talk about that on Friday once the classifications and the Paragon status kingdoms have been announced, and then we start to see teams being formed. So that is going to happen Friday night. So I'm going to stream again Friday night before reset. So basically whatever time it is now, probably around 3.5 to 4 hours earlier, but on Friday, for whatever time it is for you now, that's when I'll be streaming. Excuse me. And then we'll definitely try to cover some of those C and D tier matchups, just because I have the data now, so it's not as though I have to go through the madness of pulling further down the ladder. Where are we? 270. Okay, so there's 332. So we're close. We're close to the end. Yeah, we're getting pretty close. We're probably 4/5, maybe 5/6 of the way there. Excuse me. Oh my god. 37. Lumpy, what's up? Welcome. Just dropping by. Thanks as always for doing this heavy lifting. Of course, more than welcome. More than welcome. Thanks for the tune in. Yeah, we're getting there. We're almost done. Ooh. Excuse me. Joe asked, are you going to do possible matchups after you finish all the stats? I don't know. I don't know if we'll do... I don't know if we'll do that. We'll see. Because I at least want to get the registrations finished and then grading some of the classifications, like just doing some of those predictions. I'm sure some people can guesstimate, right? Guess on some of the possible matchup predictions. But if I do something like that, it would probably be... If we did that, I probably would try to do that on Friday for the live stream on Friday, because once we have the classifications in, then we can go ahead and immediately start doing some trial and error on matchup predictions that we can do while at the same time waiting for matchups to get filled, right? Because some will. Excuse me. Because this happened the last time that classifications were announced as well. We know even within the first hour, some teams are being formed. And even if, keep in mind, right, this is just for teams. But once the teams are being formed, we have an easier idea at that point to figure out who they might go up against, right? Once more of the in this case, more of the ABB teams get firmed up. But that'll be a lot easier to do on Friday night, which will be the plan to do some of that as well. Nguyen, what's up? Welcome. The job you're doing is awesome. 221, 161, 394 will team up. We hope have an exciting season. Yeah. I wonder if it'll work out that way for some, just depending on the classifications that are going to be handed out, because that obviously is going to play a major factor. Buck says you should get some rest, bro. Absolutely, I am with you there. No disagreement on that front. Yeah, once we finish, we'll maybe try to wind down here a little bit. Let's go 403. Coffee Boy, what's up? Welcome. Can't wait for the matchups. You and me both. I'm sure many others as well. Okay, 404, nice. Yeah, I know that's usually probably the most exciting part. Typically, people like to see who's going to work together. What are the teams going to look like? And then once all the teams have been announced, who's likely to get matched with who. RPC, what's up? RPC CEO. Oh, I guess that's where they stuck me. I didn't think about that. We are getting there. Almost done, fam. Almost done. Oh, nice. These are going pretty quick. Let's see. Well, that's it. Look at that. We got 4 more left. That's it. Oh, home stretch, fam. Home stretch. Oh my gosh. Only 4 more left. Oh. Almost there. Oh. Excuse me. RPC, hey BN, when will this sheet be available? Always great to have this data accessible. Probably tomorrow. Excuse me, morning. Excuse me. Once I finish putting out the individual video in the morning, I'm going to try and have that out around 9 a.m. That's the plan. So about 13 UTC. Once that is, then I'll talk about how people can access. I'll talk about how people can access the video. Oh, sorry, access the public sheet in the video. So, But yeah, my plan is for tomorrow morning for the sheet to be accessible. That way, everyone gets 36 hours or so with it before classification and team up phase is announced. Or sorry, before the classifications are announced, paragons are announced, and then the team up phase starts. All right, last one. Oh, it's so exciting to do the last one. But like I said, for those of you that want to find out where I'm going to post it, it will be on my Discord. So I always post it on my data stats channel. So there's a link to my Discord in the pinned live chat comment. So on the live chat, there's a pinned chat at the top. And you should see a link to the Discord. Just join that, go to reaction roles, select the CallofDragons emoji one, and then you'll just go to the CallofDragons section and find the channel that says COD data stats, and it'll be posted there. But I'll also tell people how to navigate there in the video tomorrow in the morning that I post. Excuse me. Marine said, need that caffeine. I try not to. Water is my caffeine, but after I got my nose surgery on Monday and I just got my stents pulled out today, this is probably the most amount of energy you're going to get from me, at least until I get a good night's sleep tonight. So it's because I'm still in recovery mode. So metabolic, for real, yeah. Yeah, no, I do not touch coffee. I do not touch energy drinks. None of that. All right. Now we are done with this. So as promised, for those of you here, I will be showing off the... let me do it this way. Yeah, there you go. So, oops, where's my... So I will be showing this off for anyone that wants to. Where am I going? F. Okay, here you go. So make sure I have everything plugged here. Jeez. Do I? Oh my god, crap, I do. I thought we were able to short. Oh, there we go. Okay, this looks a lot better. So this is what we have right now. Now, there were supposed to be, I think someone told me that there were 2 full status kingdoms being EIF. They are full. But I don't know how full they are. So, yeah, I'll just do this. I think WB is as well. I gotta double check. Someone told me they were as well. Let's see here. They are. Let me see who else is full, because I just want to go through this real quick. Because I think I just saw another one here too that was full. 249. No, that's 225. So 225 is full. I might have to go and check and see if they got some more power in that. 176. This was 3 fulls. Snuck in. Yeah, so that's it. So I'll have to check. I'm gonna go and check 225 real quick because they jumped up by a decent amount of points. And I am curious to see how they look. However, this is where we're at top down right now for how things look, I should say. So, and then we're as low as, how many kingdoms did we do? Wow. So out of 332, let me see, where's their power at? Oh no, this is right. Okay, so 25 AL is accurate. Okay, that's for whatever happened. So at the moment, there's 332 total kingdoms. 219 registered for AOD. 22 registered for Winter is Upon Us. I think those numbers are still accurate. Let me double. Oh, I can't double check because it's already passed. But those were the most recent numbers I saw. So out of that, 113 kingdoms out of the 332 kingdom pool are active kingdoms and higher. So it means that they're at least at 1500 RMS, which is realm migration score or migration points, or higher. Which means you would take the 113 away from 332, so you're at what, 119? Yeah, 119. Sorry, 219, excuse me. So 219 kingdoms are at normal status, or they're at 1,499 points and below, seemingly, right, as an estimate. So based on this, right, there's a chance you might have some active kingdoms that are probably around the 8 or 9 bill, maybe even 1 or 2 that are maybe at 10, like low 10s. But it's probably more likely they're around 8 or 9. But this is where we're at. So if we took a guess, there's 113 kingdoms. If, let's say, because you got to go 1 to 3, right? So you have to have, you have to have doubled the amount of B's to A. So if we had 120, we could do 20 A's maybe, and then 40 B's. Excuse me. That'd be 60. And then, so that'd be the top 60. How does that look? Oof, that'd be rough. Oh God, you'd be going all the way down to 14, which is no different than how it looked before. But I mean, would it? Oh my God. I forgot to not, excuse me, one moment. There we go. Okay. Now I feel better because I fixed that. So if we did A's down to 20 and we did B's down to 60, now the way I'm going to compare this is I think I'd have to look at my 10, right? Yeah. So this is how we would compare this. So when we look at it last time, they did 42 A's and they did 42 B's. This was 2 seasons ago. Now, obviously you had A's and B's mixed, so the likelihood is that you're going to have less A's this time around. I think that's just a given. The threshold for A's that we saw pretty much went down as far as 14 bill, right? So again, I think part of it depends on, are they going to opt to do that? So, which, right, if they did, right? So if we, let's say we take them at their word, right? Now, obviously we can't go down that much because we know that it's a 2-to-1. So maybe they go down to 30 as an example, right? So maybe it's not all the way. And then you're doing 30 through 90 on the Bs, right? Because you need double the amount. Now, how far down did the Bs go on 10? So the Bs went as far down as about 8 billion, right, last time. So if we're using that as a reference point, I mean, if we're using that as a reference point, going to 90 is actually not out of the realm of possibility here, that you could see Bs go as low. And then it would be, oops, sorry, right, just the C, and it would be something like this. Yoshi, what's up? So this could be an example based on what we saw utilized last time around. If that's the case, right, then you're going to have Paragon. Maybe it's something like this. Right, and then these would be Paragons. So I think, and again, keep in mind, this is an average, right? Because we can only go off the most recent team up phase and how they applied things there. So, you know, I think that will be a factor for how they do that. But yeah, we'll have to see. This would be my guess. I think this is my best, you know, probably my, like, I think they could do 0 through 20 or 0 through 30. And if they do 0 through 20, then I think you're going to see 20 through 60 as the Bs. But I could also see them doing a 0 through 30 based on previous data, right? Because it does align with how they did it 2 seasons ago. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Yoshi. You said, can you show me 387? Can I show you 387? Sure. I don't know where they are though. Excuse me. Oh, here they are. Sorry. Excuse me. Yeah, there's 387. Yeah, didn't merit a power ratio also factor as much as power, so similar kingdoms and power should rank by. Oh, no, absolutely. Keep in mind, there are going to be multiple factors that are going to influence what the classification grades are going to be. So by no means at all am I factoring in all of those to try and give an overall weighted score. Now, we could do something like that. That obviously would take a little bit more time to do. So I'm just kind of simply going off of, if we're just looking at like a flat top 300 power, also subtracting, because it is from these columns, accounts that are at 15 mil and below power are not calculated into power, merits, kills, deads, and heals, right? So it's just accounts that are at 15 mil and above. So, you know, which again does help a little bit, of course, in that when it comes to how we might guesstimate what a classification grade may be. So again, if, like I said, this is a very simplified kind of watered down version, but it at least gives you an idea, right? And people can kind of build you know, how they see fit. But like I said, we'll show this off and we'll kind of show, you know, where some of the people are in certain categories. And I'm going to do a couple different filter showcases of this tomorrow in the video. And then I'll also show off kind of what my predictions are, what I think the grades could be. So I'm going to try and have that video out in the morning. Again, as I mentioned before, if you do want to get access to the sheet, to the public sheet, I'm going to have access for that on my Discord. There's a link to the Discord in the live chat. It's a pinned post or comment at the top of the live chat, the live stream chat. Once you join the Discord, head over to reaction roles. You'll select CallofDragons, which is going to be this one that has 855, the most amount. You won't miss it. You'll select that, and then it'll open up this section for you. If it doesn't, just click the header, and then you'll go to where it says COD data stats. And tomorrow after the video releases, I will add it here to where it says temp stats. I'll probably just update this and just write KvK stats, KvK historical stats or something like that. And I'm going to add all of the public ones that I have. So as an example, all the ones that I showed off here briefly that are here. So like all these ones that say public, I'm going to go through all of these and make sure they're all shareable. Because this is where I kind of organize all my KvK stats for my master and my public sheets. So I'm going to go through all this and I'm going to link all of the public ones that I have historically did something with or updated. So that way, if you guys want to take a look at those, or you want to go back in time and see how, you know, a previous season played out, you know, for a particular gen pool, then you'll be able to do that. So I'll make sure I have that available for everyone as well. Okay, I didn't realize we'd be going almost 4 hours here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I know I usually say it pretty much all the time, but you know, the fact that people enjoy tuning in for this particular type of content, you know, when it's not a war or a fight, even though I love to be able to show those off as well when I'm able to, it means a lot. I like that people are interested in the numbers, they're interested in the data. It's something that people enjoy taking a look at and kind of being in the know, you know, prior to things being released, or in this case, you know, classifications being announced, teams being formed, etc. So again, it gives me a lot more motivation for doing stuff like this. So I'll just say thank you. And again, I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you might be. And like I said, we're going to stream again Friday night, probably at around 22 to 22:30 UTC. So about an hour and a half to 2 hours before reset. We'll go live and we'll kind of start getting everything ready for when the classifications are announced and the team up phase starts. So we'll be live again then. And then, like I said, tomorrow morning, we'll put out the video and some more details on how to access the public spreadsheet for those of you that would like to. That's it for me. Have a good one. We will catch you guys in the next one. Take care.